19 of the fantasy basketball season, and with the fantasy playoffs quickly approaching here, he has a few players I wouldn't have a part of my roster at the forward position and would drop this week. The first guy, Darius Bazley of the OKC Thunder. So Bazley, it's been a pretty down year for him compared from last season to this year. On the year, 9.8 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.1 blocks a game, a 3 a game, and 40% from the field. And before the All-Star break, he was on a nice tear with Bazley, but now he's come back down to earth and his stats have gone down in the last couple weeks. 6.5 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 34% from the field. So right here, he had a couple big games like I mentioned before the All-Star break is Bazley, and he's still playing major minutes, but he's just not getting the job done over the last few games. February 24th versus the Suns, 2.6 rebounds, and assist to block, 25% from the field. February 25th at the Pacers, 14 points. He did have 10 boards with a double-double, 3 steals, a 3, and 37% from the field. And February 28th versus the Kings, 8 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, a 3, and 50% from the field. So right here, he's not really doing much of anything as Bazley. I know he went on that hot run for a little for the Thunder, but right now he's been dropped in 3% of fantasy leagues, and there's been better guys to add on the waiver wire, like I mentioned in those videos that are on the channel. So if you want some advice of what guys to pick up this week, go check those videos out. But right here, I would drop Bazley this week. But if he does get hot again, obviously you go back out there and pick him up. The next guy is Nicholas Batum of the Los Angeles Clippers. So Nicholas Batum, he got off to a good start early in the season here with this Clipper team. But this Clipper team going in a different direction this season, especially with injuries to Paul George, Leonard, and Norman Powell, who they just traded for. So on the season here for Batum, 8.5 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, a steal, 1.9 threes a game, and only 47% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, he's been non-existent for the Clippers and fantasy owners. 6.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.5 threes a game, and only 37% from the field. So right here, he's not getting the job done. He's not stuff in the stat sheet like he did early in the season. And his minutes have gone down with Luke Canard, Terrence Mann obviously in the mix as well here for this Clipper team, taking on those forward minutes. So the last few games here for Batum, February 17th versus the Rockets, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, a 3, 33% from the field. February 25th at the Lakers, no points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 0 for 4 from the field. And February 27th at Houston, 5 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, a 3, and only 33% from the field. So right here, not getting the job done. He's only playing about 20 minutes a game, and there's no reason to hold on to him, in my opinion. And the third and final forward I look to drop this week's Herbert Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. So Jones, it's been a pretty decent rookie year, but the last couple weeks here, the numbers have gone down, and he's been hurting fantasy owners in a few categories. On the season, 9.5 points a game, 3.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.5 steals a game, and 48% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, he's hit rock bottom, 29% from the field, 7.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.8 steals a game. So obviously that's not getting the job done here for Herbert Jones. And he's a guy I would drop. I know he's on a Pelican team that struggled early in the season, but now they're heating up a little bit and I have a chance to make the playoffs. So the last few games here for Jones, February 17th versus Dallas, 9 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 37% from the field. February 25th at the Suns, 2 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, 3 steals, a block, 0% from the field. And February 27th at the Lakers, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 3 steals, and 33% from the field. So right now, he's not really doing much in all the categories. His field goal percentage is definitely hurting owners. And I just need to see that field goal go up and him to fill the stat sheet a little more like he was early in the season. But now with C.J. McCollum in town and this team going back a little bit to playing the veterans more in bigger situations, Herbert Jones has lost a little bit of value. So that's a few forwards I would drop here for Week 19 of the fantasy basketball season.